and I know I'll go down in history. I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
According to Barbie, she is the reason people are watching the WNBA. She is the reason that people are paying $16 to watch the Chicago Bravado play the Phoenix Masculines later today. What a matchup!
Reese failed to place in the top 10 of the All-Star vote. Yes, it's possible that the universe is malfunctioning. Did her jump shot win the votes, or did the fans lose their minds? In any case, the Twitter group is in ruins, a hype train just went off the tracks, and conversations are on fire? Hold on tight, we're dissecting the drama around the vote. Why Angel might be an all-star in attitude, but not in votes, according to the silent shade that the mayhem start.
Caps. For the better part of 2 years, maybe even 3 years, the mainstream media has been trying to convince us that Angel Reese is a huge star. Some in the media even do investigative journalism and claim that Angel Reese is the face of the WNBA because she leads the league in followers on social media, along with missed layups and a complete...
The WNBA All-Star rankings, it's not unexpected that Angel Reese didn't even make the top 10. Almost everyone saw this story twist coming. When the antagonist in a film delivers a 5-minute monologue, it's similar to suspended from a helicopter despite knowing what's going to happen. You devour your popcorn with wide eyes. The idea that anyone thought she would make it in was the true shock.
Mr. Dennis Rodman never got the backlash that Miss Angel Reese is getting? Because there is no athlete in the history of sports that have come into a professional league and proclaimed themselves to be the best or to be the reason why people are watching this league now. No athlete has ever done that. Not even Caitlin Clark, which we know that is the reason why we watch the WNBA. But you never hear Caitlin Clark say, I am the reason why we are watching the WNBA. LeBron James came into the league. You know what they nicknamed him? They nicknamed him the King. He didn't give himself that nickname. They proclaimed him to be the next one. And what's crazy is in the beginning of LeBron James' career, they said he was too nice. They said he wasn't cocky enough. There's a thing that we love about great athletes. It's called humility. It's a modest or...
Let's be truthful. She has had a more difficult season start than a gym floor burn. This season, Angel Reese's unpredictability has been her one constant. You would believe it was a blooper if someone put her highlight reel on shuffle. Mid-range miss layups, defense that resembles interpretive dance more than athletic technique, and it's the type of performance that would cause a coach to simultaneously seek a stress ball and their blood pressure medication.
Garbage. Golly. Man, Angel Reese with a triple single, 9 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. She was a minus 25. She was 1 for 1 from the field, and it was a 3-pointer. She shot 100% from the field. She made a 3, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. 9 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Terrible game. Minus 25. Man, the Sky, bro, I don't know what y'all gonna do. Y'all like the punching bag between the Sky.
Additionally, the votes, yes, the votes were truthful. The quiet was louder than her stature when the votes were counted, and her name wasn't among the top 10. Not even a place of sympathy, no. We adore you. Positioning of hustle's nothing but absence, as if she vanished from all-star status. People were astonished, though, as though her fame would be derived just from her vibes.
What happened with Angel Reese? It took her 36 minutes to get it. And as soon as she got it, all these records, right? And why can't I celebrate it? The night before, she was just crashing out on social media, talking about all the fans who hate her because she cute, hate her because of her rebound. And then what got to her was the whole me bounds thing, where people are saying that most of her rebounds come off of her shots. Y'all, if y'all watch this channel, y'all have probably seen, you know, her social media take on.
This is identical. Just last season, Angel reclaimed to be the main attraction for women's basketball fans. She was more than just a WNBA player. The WNBA was her. She believed that the league was catching up to her and that she would not be joining it. However, reality had other ideas. The moment the season tipped off, it immediately became evident that drawing eyes to the sport doesn't matter much when those eyes are watching you shoot 2 for 11 on national television. If eyes were truly on the sport because of Angel Reese, they're now peeking through fingers, like if it were a scary film. Fans watch each game as if it were a suspenseful movie, waiting for her to ultimately lose it. Warning, we're still waiting. The irony comes next. Because others were out here securing their place while she was busy campaigning as the league's face. For example, Caitlin Clark appeared to be playing chess while everyone else was performing TikTok dances despite being hacked, fouled, bumped, shoved, and smacked. However, it appears that Angel is still buffering.
A response, and oh, what's this response I get? Let's go through this together like it was in real time. Angel Reese said people watch the WNBA to see her play. Today is a perfect example of why people don't watch the WNBA at all. Okay, so already this is not trending good. Caitlin Clark is out. Angel Reese is playing. Tickets for the game, $3. Okay, that's a joke they run on the Clippers a lot of times. That doesn't really get to me. Angel Reese pulling up the games like it's New York Fashion Week. Oh, this is what she wore to the game. Not mad at that. Everybody has seen Debo Samuel show up to games and play well, and also not play so well. So I'm still a little torn. I don't know what happened. Then I see this, leaving with 4 points.
She came into the league with more headlines than the presidential primary and pyrotechnics, confetti, but those stories now resemble obituaries for publicity. She lost sight of the fact that being a pro entails more than just wearing sunglasses and going viral for the occasional stare down somewhere in the midst of the glitz and glamour. It indicates rebounding, helps to block real buckets fans vote for things that she hasn't been revealing much about. Numbers speak for themselves, therefore, let's talk about them. Angel's stat sheet undoubtedly conveys a dismal tale. So low are field goal percentages that they require a step stool. She has more turnovers than assists and rebounds. It's like seeing someone attempt to perform algebra while wearing oven mitts, and the fans were prepared. She's supposed to be the queen of paint, but lately she's been boxed out like she's allergic to the ball. They arrived, ran a campaign, and used a social media team to hype her up as Lisa Leslie's second coming. However, even the most naive superfans had to narrow their eyes when the votes came in. She was unable to even make it into the top 15 for her effort, or the one time she looked down on Caitlin Clark at the NCAA tournament as if she had just dropped 40. You would think someone would have given her a sympathy vote.
Be better at basketball. I'm not talking about as a person. I'm not talking about as a podcaster. I'm not talking about at the Met Gala. She needs to be a better player if we want this rivalry to be able to have some staying power. She had a very, very busy offseason, but at this moment, it does not seem like the offseason involved a lot of mic-in drills of left-handed layups. Right now, Angel Reese, she is a wildly fake.
However, her season has been a hugely glamorous failure thus far, and all-star games are based on performance rather than face reactions. In addition to the drama. Naturally, the outcry, conspiracy theories, and dramatic Instagram stories accompany the all-star snub. Some people believe it's a popularity issue, as if Angel isn't one of the league's most talked about names. However, this isn't the case. Rather, it's about performance, and in that regard, Angel has been playing as if she's still in preseason mode. She constantly talks loudly, but let's just say that she walks the walk in her sneakers, have little damaged the all-star floor. In fact, half of the players would assume she was bringing Gatorade if she entered the locker room at this moment. It's not a slight, rather, it's a reflection of how far her gameplay has deviated from all-star status. Furthermore, this isn't about detesting Angel Reese. It concerns the facts. It concerns a player who delivered the goods after believing the hype. A player who believed that having collegiate connections would grant them access to the WNBA's top division for life. However, the league awards medals for scores, rebounds, defense, and leadership rather than for sentiments and social media likes. You are aware of what all celebrities do.
So even though everybody might think you're the greatest, everybody might be so excited about your performance, you scored 40 points, you come into the press conference, you're like, I guess the shots were just falling for me. Not, oh, I'm the best and none of these motherfuckers can guard me, because they respect the game, they respect players. The reason so many people don't like Angel Reese is because she's self-proclaiming herself to be something that she has not done yet. She said, I am the reason why people are watching the WNBA.
At this point, Angel's biggest accomplishment of the season may simply be getting her mentioned without bringing up basketball. Sure, fashion brand deals are definitely off court, but All-Star isn't even close. Since the last time anyone looked, the All-Star game is a display of skill rather than a picture shoot, and even though talent can be cruel, it hasn't exactly been lighting up the scoreboard in her case. Therefore, even though she is still attracting attention to the sport is kindly requesting that she also bring a respectable shooting percentage with those eyes. Perhaps a couple double-doubles, maybe fewer, drama, and more hustling. Due to the WNBA's abundance of brilliant and driven women who work hard at every game, Angel's performance currently seems more like a TikTok fad that has already subsided. The league is not a runway or a popularity contest. If Angel Reese wants to be more than just a headline, she must stop coasting on her potential and start demonstrating why she deserves to be in the conversation. Now for the wildly overrated and shockingly underrated Angel Reese. It's not about who has the loudest fan base or the slickest post-game fits. The other day, I noticed on X, formerly Twitter, that Angel Reese was receiving a lot of backlash for her poor play in the Chicago Fever's 79-50 home loss against Caitlin Clark's team. Without the injured Caitlin Clark, Angel ended up scoring 4 points overall on 2 of 7 games. Angel drove it a few times and threw up a series of crazy shots from 3 or 4 feet that missed the hoop by, I don't know, 3 or 4 feet, but she didn't shoot a single free throw despite having an average of 12 rebounds, which leads the league. All-Star dreams will remain precisely the same until then. Where dreams are found, because excuses are the only thing the Angels have accrued this season in excessive missed shots. And just when you thought the story of the All-Star snub couldn't get any more ridiculous, Angel Reese's highlight reels suddenly appear, like a blooper reel on steroids. No, really, try not to wince so much that your eyebrows try to flee your forehead as you watch one of those so-called highlights. If the film's director is a basketball hater who aims to make you wonder about the purpose of life, it's a cinematic experience. Each supposedly standout play is either her missing a bunny at point-blank range or being prepared defensively as though she were the turkey at Thanksgiving. She appears unsure of whether she is playing defense or offense half the time. After fouling someone with the delicacy of a stone through a window, the other half is attempting to argue with the referee. And we shouldn't be surprised that she didn't make the top 10. How did she even get All-Star votes is a question that people frequently ask. For example, is there a group chat called Delusion United where a secret ballot is being distributed? Did someone create a bot farm using false positives and miss layups? Confidence, as it isn't dependent on performance. What became of the fan community for Angel Reese? Have you all really given up on Angel Reese? Does the star shine? Does Angel Reese's star appear to be fading now? Did her own people abandon her? Do they no longer love her, or have they forgotten about her? She celebrates mediocrity with the Mebound thing, which she believes she will just acquire at random. I know everyone thought it was fantastic, and so on. She wears whatever t-shirt she likes. You are aware of that. I apologize, but trademarks are not handed out like patents are. Half of them are denied, and approval takes 12 to 18 months. Play the video https://9 for PASI equals for _ 1KC6 EVSFQC on YouTube and Nixie. Someone would still claim she's revolutionizing the game even if she were to average 2 points, 7 rebounds, and 19 Instagram stories each game at this point. There's nothing like this league, man, a reality TV program, a comedy, or a carnival, where media hype matters more than actual talent and defense is optional remains a trash fire, and not even the endearing sort where you hang around with friends. Rather, it's the kind that makes you question whether the entire building is covered by insurance. Each week, a new player is crowned the league's queen for nailing 3 jumpers while shouting and having a vibrant tunnel fit. In the meantime, real ballers silently post 30 pieces, treating it like a shopping list. She is an angel, the empress of empty statistics, the duchess of deflections, and the queen of vibrations. Rebounding is all she can do consistently, and let's not act like it's due to extraordinary placement or effort. She's positioned behind the basket as if she's waiting for an Uber Eats delivery because she's taller than half of the players on the court. When gravity is on your side and the ball essentially falls into your arms, rebounding is not a skill. However, her followers are yelling that she should be an all-star since she embodies the culture and adds excitement. Which culture? The culture of exaggerated swagger and subpar statistics. We're all-stars if that's the standard now. At halftime, let's simply distribute trophies and give everyone participation ribbons. Therefore, it was actually an instance of the only players I would presume will enter, based on the fact that coaches allowed Angel Reese to enter, are Caitlin and Caitlin. I believe Caitlin will enter, and I believe it's to select the starting lineup. Thus, I believe it will be Caitlin. Fee will be there, it will be AA, and it will be Alia. It will be Paige and Stewie. For example, Angel Reese ranks 13th among all-star voters. However, this is the most unexpected plot surprise of all. Due to her extreme attitude, Angel Reese has somehow become the target of a self-made veto accusation against herself. Forget the media. This is the most heinous instance of self-inflicted martyrdom the league has ever witnessed. Forget critics and fans. After throwing a pie in her face while standing in front of the mirror, Angel Reese said, "Look what they did to me. She is too strong, too prominent, and too much of a trailblazer for her world. No one is out here planning your demise, sis. They're simply fed up with you ignoring wide-open layups as if they were a performance art piece." Angel Reese's game isn't the reason why people watch women's basketball. Rather, it's because it's become a memes, soap operas, and spectacles. She claims they're watching because of me. But let's call it what it is. They're watching because they can't believe what they're seeing. Observing this unfold is like watching someone attempt to assemble IKEA furniture with oven mitts and a confused, frustrating, and somehow humorous attitude all at once. The team had lost its new point guard, the legendary Courtney Vanderloot, to a terrible knee injury in the first quarter when she tore her ACL, which debilitated the home team and prevented the quarterback from playing. Even so, Angel appeared apologetic, as she always does, to be honest, as a post player who frequently takes point-blank shots at the rim. Angel only made 39% of her shots last season, placing her 50th out of 55 players. It seems like the coach threw the dice and lost. Each time she got minutes on the court, she is more of a walking foul magnet than a game changer. When the other team witnesses her arrival, their attacking effectiveness abruptly increases by 10%. It is comparable to a cheat code. Good things will happen if you just go after Angel. It may be a career night for you, just by entering her airspace. Not to mention the off-court energy. She never fails to provide a quote. Has something to say at all times, but when you look past the headlines, you'll find nothing but smoke. There is no flesh, no substance. Everything is bright and brilliant cotton candy that vanishes the moment you try to chew on it. In the meantime, the constant barrage of hoopla around the Angel Reese PR effort is drowning out players who are truly hooping and grinding, and it's really tiring. Imagine dedicating your entire life to getting into the league, leading your squad, and achieving impressive numbers, only to be eclipsed by someone whose primary contribution is loud, ostentatious, and often theatrical. The WNBA's talent problem isn't due to a lack of talent. Its refusal to prioritize skill over noise is the problem. It consistently prioritizes players like Angel Reese in the hopes that their charisma will carry the show. You mentioned Angel Reese in some of your remarks. Indeed, you referred to her as inferior to Caitlin Clark. Yes, I do adore black people, but I believe that sometimes we overplay the race card. This isn't a racial issue, it has to do with sports. This relates to athletic prowess. You see what I mean when I say that Caitlin Clark's game is a lot like Steph Curry's due to her hitting the three, range, and other skills, and then you look at Angel Reese, put an end to it. Post-game shade and attitude are not enough to construct a league. You base it on real basketball and consistent outcomes. And yet, as if the league needed more embarrassing missed shots and less real competition, we are still considering the idea that she ought to play in the All-Star game. Including her in the All-Star mix at this stage would resemble casting at Coachella. There has never been a headliner with a microphone. No, it's unjust to the game itself, to the spectators, and to the real stars. Angel, it's hardly a tragedy that Reese didn't place in the top 10. It's not unfair. It's simply truth finally overtaking the hype machine. It's not hate. And she will need to do something crazy, something groundbreaking, something unprecedented if she wants a different outcome. The next year, she will need to improve her basketball skills. Keep up the media's phony indignation and defending disaster highlight reels until then, because the moment she eventually understands that this league owes her nothing will be the true highlight. Additionally, you must earn those all-star votes rather than relying on hashtags and hot takes to get them.